So he knows that he's got Efajuku flying down that left-hand side of the floor. That is just a smart basketball play.
Kellogg, a young man who has spent some time growing up on basketball courts, and you don't make that kind of a play, as you say, court awareness, unless that's the case.
That's a guy who's been in the gym from the time he was 5 or 6 years old, you know, shagging balls, shooting as much as he can, and a guy who, according to Tim Welsh, is starting to get the system and get a feel and starting to get more and more minutes.
A terrific college basketball commentator.
One of my favorites. I love Clark Kellogg.
26-11, the Friars. And Seton Hall feeling the pinch here tonight at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. The drive, the flip, that's going to go, and the basket will count. And Nutter very quick with that first step. Jamar Nutter, the senior out of Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Well, this is the expectation. We've seen them try to go off the dribble. High screen, they run this play a lot. Just try to open the floor, let their drivers go off the bounce. First time they've gotten to the rim without being called for a charge.
McDermott with the foul. Nutter with the three-point play. And now Garcia, John Garcia, giving the Pirates some extra size back onto the floor. And Harvey will step out. 8.5 minutes left in the half. Xavier's been the hot man, but that one just barely off the front of that rim. Long distance three. That's going to rattle in by Jeremy Hazel, and that might be where it starts for the Pirates. Well,
our stat guy Ray just handed me a note. He said, hasn't taken a shot yet. Why not? Well, he gets out in transition, and that's exactly what he should be looking to do.
And he's taken 131 threes, by far the most of any of the Pirates. Efajuku inside. Got an excellent look at that one. On the run out, Hazel all by himself in the corner. Up top, it's Lang. He'll loft the three. And he'll have to hear about that from the crowd here inside the Dunkin' Donuts Center, as it touched nothing. McDermott handles the ball so well. A foul there with 7:36 to go in the opening half, and Providence up 26-17 over Seton Hall. Providence College on what is Marvin Barnes' bobblehead doll night. So the fans getting a chance to see a couple of all-time greats. Ernie DeGregorio, who is just a spectacular guard, a couple of All-Americans there. Marvin Barnes was in 1973, averaged 19 rebounds a game for Providence.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You had two guys from two different sections of the city. You know, and Billy Reynolds from the Journal, who did such a terrific job covering the Friars, did a great article sort of talking about Ernie was the North Providence suburban kid. Marvin was the South Providence guy, and really Marvin doubted Ernie's ability to play the basketball game until he got with him. And then he took him to South Providence and said, okay, fellas, let's run.
Yeah, and they went on to a Final Four against UCLA. There's Ernie. It was just a master of that look-away pass. What a fun player to watch. And Marvin, of course, is just fun, period. Fascinating individual.
Yes.
He's had a very, very interesting life, at times a tragic life. The fans love them here in Providence. 28-17, the Friars. Seton Hall trying to close this gap. There's Nutter outside. He swings for Davis. Davis trying to do it himself against Xavier. Hanging shot off the glass won't go. Look at McDermott at 6'8", running right into a defender, however, and giving it up. Now a little 3-on-1 on the baseline. It's Lang in a foul as well. He will go to the line. So off the turnover, Lang with a bucket. He has 4.
When you're struggling to score points, if you could turn somebody over and get an easy shot as they do here, it's key. But I'm going to tell you why Seton Hall is struggling, Dave. Providence right now is switching a lot of perimeter screens. They're playing a ton of man-to-man. They're switching positions 1 through 4. Makes it a lot easier to guard when you're trying to come off screens and get scoring. They've done a great job staying between Seton Hall and the basket, just making them shoot jump shots.
Lang knocking down the foul shot, and now Seton Hall is within 8, the closest they have been in a while. McDermott on that high post. Yes, he brings himself a 3. Arguably probably the most gifted of the Friars.
Yeah, I think he is. And a guy who's been up and down his entire career, but if he gets rolling, look out.
Nutter, he answers with a three-pointer of his own. Jamar Nutter at 37% from 3, tops on the team. He has 6.
The potential for multiple guys on each team to really start getting hot from deep. So if somebody starts to light it up, I think Seton Hall last possession might have gone boxing 1 on Xavier. Now they're back straight man-to-man.
Efajuku well outside into the paint and fouled as he was held up by Hazel. 6:15 left in the half.
Well, Nutter, one of those guys who can start to stick it from deep. He is in the top 10 in threes made, in fact, number 7. And Efajuku has been a little bit up and down in his career. Nice job to step back. Providence in 5 different games this year has had at least 13 threes. You think about that and how demoralizing that could be to a defense when guys just continue to make shots.
Efajuku, a guy who, as you point out, can be maddening in and out. He had 21 points against Miami, then scored just 4 against Harvard. Had 21 and 9 rebounds against Boston College in an overtime win. Then he had just 8 in that loss to Rhode Island.
Athletically as gifted as you can get, with solid basketball skills.
Lang with his follow-away jump shot. Nothing but net for Brian Lang, and 19 a game, the top scorer for the Pirates, 7 tonight.
He's got in-out skills. Played the post in high school.
Colley with the hook shot that won't fall. Davis with the rebound. Seton Hall on the attack now, down by 8. Lang thought about that 3, getting a little closer. Inside, nicely done, and no foul, although the crowd is looking for an offensive perhaps there. 33-27. And a guy at 6'11" who can make some things happen underneath.
A guy who started some games, so I think Coach still working out rotations, who's playing when.
Foul at 5:17 remaining in the half. Look at what's at stake here tonight in this Big East matchup. On a Thursday, Seton Hall with a 2-game winning streak in the conference. Providence has ripped off 3 consecutive wins inside the Big East. And again, the Friars haven't played since last Thursday, but they knocked off Connecticut. They did run up against Marquette and got whipped by 29 in that one in Milwaukee. Marquette number 10. Hazel just picked up his 3rd foul, so he's going to have to hit the bench now for Bobby Gonzalez.
I think 2 teams that can go either way. Bobby Gonzalez has talked about New York being their goal. They want to get to the Big East tournament. Villanova, Marquette, think about this. Both 3-3 in the league. Marquette, one of those teams along with Georgetown and Louisville that people thought would be in the mix for a championship. 3-3, both teams tied for 10th, but they're only 2 games out of first place. That's how much parity there is right now in the Big East.
Lang's 3. Efajuku's had a good first half. He has 11 points, just tore down the rebound. Efajuku inside the foul line, back out to Xavier. Quick release for him, not there from 3-point territory. And back over to the Pirates it goes here with 4:48 to play in the first half. Back to that Big East standings page with Georgetown right now on top at 5-1.
Well, and Roy Hibbert has played an integral part in 2 close victories. We had the game where he hits the 3 against Connecticut down the stretch. Pittsburgh continues to win games in the face of those 2 huge injuries, Mike Cook and Levance Fields.
Harvey up top for Davis. He wants to take it in a little bit closer, flipped up, and he draws the contact. A lot of fouls here in the first half, but you touched on it. Significant injuries inside the conference. We've already discussed Paul Gause. We've talked about Levance Fields and Mike Cook, although Pittsburgh continues to rip off victories.
Jamie Dixon did not blink in the face of that, had a profound influence on his team. Devendorf and Routens go down for Jim Boeheim's club, and he is doing a heck of a job coaching Jim Boeheim. They are as competitive. They are a tough out, even in the face of those 2 guys going down.
And Jim does not have many to coach, but doing a Hall of Fame job there. Larry Davis at 72% at the line.